Good morning, everybody. I'm Jodie Gray and I'm the Chief Executive of English UK, and I'm really happy to welcome you to our ELT conference here today. By joining us today, you are all record breakers, and it's not even 9:30 in the morning yet. This 2021 ELT conference is a landmark and record-breaking event for English UK. It's our first ever online ELT conference. We are welcoming 527 registered delegates across the Managers' Day today and then the Teachers' Day tomorrow. That's our largest ever conference. It's the first time we'll be live streaming our Teachers' Day plenaries tomorrow to what we hope will be a global audience. We're really looking forward to welcoming you all to those plenaries. It's the first time that we're hosting an open space session as part of the conference programme, giving you time and opportunity to learn from each other. And I'm going to share some more about that in just a moment. None of this would be possible without the generous support of our conference sponsors: Cambridge English, Ensley Insurance, Language Cert, Macmillan Education, and Trinity College London. We are proud to be providing this innovative, challenging, brave, full 2-day programme of content under a pay what you can model for managers today and free for teachers tomorrow. Throughout the last year, we have responded to the devastation wreaked by COVID-19 on our thriving ELT industry. English UK is an association of, by and for its members, and we have endeavoured to make our activities and services accessible and available to all. So thank you to our sponsors for helping us to achieve this. An enormous thank you as well to the incredible English UK team for putting this conference together. This event is record-breaking in all the ways I've outlined, but more importantly, I really do believe that this programme is groundbreaking. And tomorrow, the 22nd of April, is Earth Day. The rallying call of Earth Day is this: when life around the globe returns to normal, our world cannot return to business as usual. Until the pandemic struck, the UK was a dominant player in the global ELT industry, attracting almost twice as many international students as any of our Anglophone competitors. We welcomed 550,000 international students each year, adding £1.4 billion and 36,000 jobs to the UK economy, underpinning the UK's £20 billion international education sector and building positive relations between the UK and other nations. But since March 2020, the English language teaching centres that are members of English UK have lost almost 80% of their business to COVID-19. This amounts to a direct revenue loss of £590 million, and over 90% of staff working in the sector have sadly been impacted. However, demand to study English in the UK remains high, and we expect students to return when travel restrictions ease and confidence goes up. History tells us that global economic recession stimulates demand as families and individuals prioritise education and personal development. What drives demand, what has always driven that demand and made the UK the most popular place to study English in the world, is our reputation for high quality and innovative English language teaching. It's important that that reputation will be the mainstay of the sector's recovery. Build back better is fast becoming a tired and well-worn phrase, but it is what we're seeking. And over the next 2 days, we're providing a platform for big, bold, brave sessions addressing not only the most important issues facing UK and global ELT, but also the vital issues concerning the world: innovation, anti-racism, diversity, inclusion, sustainability. With that in mind, I urge you to join our closing plenary today at 4:15 with Noreen Kaplan-Spence. The session title is intriguing: Spoon, Fork, Hand, Chopsticks. The poetic synopsis in your programmes is even more so. I'll be joining Noreen later, and I'm looking forward to listening, absorbing, and growing from what she has to share with us. We're so grateful that Trinity College London is the sponsor of this plenary, and I'm now pleased to welcome Alison Castle-Kane to the stage to speak to us about Trinity. Alison, over to you.
Great, thank you, Jodie. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. And Trinity is always delighted to be sponsoring English UK events. I can't believe how many people are signed up to participate over the next 2 days, and I hope it's an enjoyable conference for everyone. I just want to spend just a couple of minutes just talking about what we've been up to at Trinity College London. Clearly a very, very difficult year for all of us. But we do have some quite exciting developments from our TESOL department at a time when I think people are thinking about upskilling, looking at their qualifications and looking at the future. So we'll talk a little bit about what we've got coming through. And then we also have moved some of our key exams to online delivery. I'll just update you on that. And we have some forthcoming events, a big conference, an online conference in June, the Future of English Language Teaching. And finally, an update on the Language Access Fund, which we just launched at the beginning of the year. For those of you who don't know too much about Trinity, just to kind of frame our qualifications and awards, we have 3 major ones for students, for language learners, and they form a kind of progression from early learners, young learners, with Trinity Stars, which combines drama, music, and performance with English. Then we have the graded examinations in spoken English, often referred to as GESE. This is our 2 skills, speaking and listening exams, very popular in the UK, particularly at holiday and summer periods with teenagers, but taken by students of all ages from the age of 5 up to 75, as GESE is also approved for UK immigration purposes. Then we have ISE, which is our 4 skills, high stakes exam, typically used for university entrance purposes. And then we have our suite of teaching English qualifications, the CERT TESOL, the CERT PT, the CERT OT, those 2 I will talk about in a moment, the diploma and the TILEG. Something new for this year is Trinity Teach English Online. This is our first course, an asynchronous learning course for those wishing to really enhance and develop their online teaching skills. This is organized into units of training content, which is grouped then into 3 modules, and it's delivered over the Trinity Teach learning platform. The 3 modules are preparing for the online classroom, developing language skills and resources for online teaching and learning. Very easy to pick up and use. You can just do 1 unit or several modules. And most importantly, these can be accumulated, which will lead to a level 4 qualification, the Certificate in Online Teaching, or the CERT OT. So you will consolidate all the units that you've done and then do a final assessment piece to get the CERT OT. Now, we anticipate that that will be available in June, and I will have my details on screen at the end for anyone who would like some further information. Lots of free support for online teaching over the last year, for sure. What makes Trinity Teach English Online different? Really very, very high quality. So this is delivered by teacher trainers, and a lot of real life experience in the video content that's shown, classroom observations, and then the provision of tools that you can immediately take away and use. Very much focused on your teaching context. So whether you're working with younger learners or corporate or whatever type of student or exam preparation. It's really about looking at your own teaching context and adapting your methods and improving your methods. The pilot scheme for Teach Online, it was very, very, very successful. We have one quote there: the course exceeded my expectations in every aspect. We have tens and tens of these where people really had a very positive experience and wanted to do more and progress through the course. And again, it does have the option to consolidate everything in a qualification at the end. The other new development with TESOL is the Certificate for Practicing Teachers. Now, this is a level 6 in the regulated framework, so this is between certificate and diploma level. I think ideal for those teachers who've been working for a number of years but are really thinking, I'm not sure if I'm ready for diploma level, but I want to progress my qualifications. So this is designed for in-service. We have providers that are currently delivering this completely online. It may go back to blended and face-to-face options as well, but those, multimodal deliveries will continue depending on the provider. There are 4 assessments, and this is really looking at your own teaching context and specifically focused on materials. So critiquing, adapting, creating, and implementing sort of through those 4 stages in your own teaching experience. Importantly, for those of you who are looking at TESOL provision, this is quite an interesting one, I think, for overseas teachers, because the assessment options can currently be done in English, Spanish, or Mandarin. The idea really is not to exclude teachers who might be working, for example, in the secondary sector, whose level of English may not be C1, and those who would feel more comfortable writing in their own native language. So very, very progressive in its approach. And the candidates can choose different specialisms. We currently have a number of providers who have specialisms in young learners, project-based learning, teacher education, technology, CLIL, ESP, and exam preparation, and we have more coming on. As you can imagine, we've moved to online delivery with our core exams for GESE and ISE. For those of you who don't know a lot about Trinity, we are very much about not just testing language skills, but looking at all of the other skills that students will need either in a study or work environment. And our exams are really follow this ethos of bias for best. So allowing students to demonstrate what they can do for language and not marking them down for what they can't do. And very much about looking at how well students communicate and demonstrate their ability. As a reminder, GESE is 2 skills from a pre-A1 to C2. This is a one-to-one dialogue with a professional examiner, very learner-centered as the learner brings their own experience to the exam, and we deliver the results quite rapidly, which means it's quite appropriate for short stay programs. ISE is our high stakes 4 skills, mainly used for academic purpose. At the moment, 98% of UK universities will accept ISE for entrance purposes, and it's also used for UK visa and immigration purposes for student visas as well. It's delivered in 2 modules, which can be taken either together or at different times. We are delivering these 2 exams, GESE and ISE, by online delivery through video conferencing. Just as a reminder, these do need to be taken in a registered exam center. So the student does physically need to be in a Trinity center. You need to be registered with us, but the student would be at a computer station or on a laptop. But they are the same exam, the same content is assessed, and it results in the same qualification. I think importantly, now there are no minimum fees or no minimum candidate numbers for this. So schools that might be operating with fewer students right now would have the option to take a Trinity exam through video conferencing. Just a couple of updates from us. We are preparing for the Future of English Language Teaching Conference. It's going to be Saturday, the 26th of June. Last year, we did it online as well. We welcomed 1,000 people from around the world. We already have over 2,500 expressions of interest. A fantastic program divided into 4 different subject areas: young learners, technology, teacher education. And our plenary speakers are Scott Thornbury and Silvana Richardson, who are speaking at English UK tomorrow. We hope you'll join us for that. It is a free event, and all are welcome. And then finally, I just want to draw attention to something that we launched at the beginning of the year, the Language Access Fund. This has really been developed to respond to to students who are having access issues. So they may not be able to learn or to take qualifications for various reasons, either socioeconomic, due to their settlement status, special needs, disabilities, and more. But the fund is designed to help with the cost of lessons or materials and exam fees, and we're awarding up to £2,000 per group. The second round of the Access Fund just opened this week, so if you'd like more information, please let me know. My details are on the screen there. alison.castle@trinitycollege.co.uk. Feel free to email me with any questions about anything that I talked about today. Thank you.